What's up, everybody? Well, I got another Steam Deck OLED gameplay video for you guys today, and today we're going to check out a game I'm going to probably butcher the hell out of the name as usual. I'm going to go with Eiyuden Chronicle. Again, probably butchering the living shit out of that name, but this is the game we're going to try today. It was actually requested on the LIX, but we're still going to try it on the Steam Deck and the Firebat Mini PC too, because whenever one thing's requested on one, I like to see how all three run, because they're all so close together. But obviously the Steam Deck is the weakest of the group, so we'll start with that. But weakest does not mean worst, just FYI. Not in my opinion anyway. There's still plenty of things I like most about this versus the others, and then things I like about the others that I like more than this. So I'm glad I have multiple choice. Anyway, enough blabbery. Let's go and hop into this game, shall we?
Alright, so here's the settings we're going to go with for this game. We're just going to basically do the default settings. It said those run pretty well. Now, I don't think this one can maintain a constant 60, but it stays at 60 more than it goes under 60, at least a little bit I played anyway. There could be some harder to run spots than where I did, because I was just in the beginning of the game after all. But hey, let's go see what you guys think of the frame rate. Alright, at the very beginning of the game here, and this is actually the hardest part I saw, too, that it had the hardest part running. Dropped all the way down to, what was it, like 44, I think, at the lowest? And we're not even done with the scene yet, so it might drop even lower than that. 43. I thought it dropped down to 38 at one point. There's 40. Nope, 41, 43. Alright, we seem to be gaining a little bit more FPSs back now. Oh, but here comes a hawk to try to ruin the day. Wow, he just got hit in the face with a rock. That would not be very fun as a bird. Alright, but see, once we get down here and we're not, like, doing the whole city, it seems like it gets pretty constant 60. But I think once we get out into the big open world, I think it starts dropping every once in a while, too. But I think when you're in at least this city, can't speak for all cities, obviously, but this city seems to be pretty constant 60. What do we got? Looks like almost a 3-hour game. Not quite, though. Like, what, 2 hours and probably 30 minutes once the thing equalizes out. So that's not too bad. Obviously, it's not the best in the universe. But still, not bad either. I mean, the original Steam Deck and Ally would have trouble. I mean, the original Steam Deck would probably get like hour 20-ish minutes in this game, and the original Ally would get like shit, probably like maybe 50 minutes if you're lucky, more like 40, 45. And if it's working at 100% max, it'll only get like about what? Not even a full hour, yeah. Probably like 40 minutes. So, nothing on the LIX. LIX is still one of the best battery life I believe I have. It might depend on what you do. I haven't tested it thoroughly yet, but that's just what it looks like when I do these videos and kind of look at what battery percent I'm at the very end. It's usually not by much, but this one's usually like 2 or 3% lower than the Ally. Heck, in one game it was like, this one was down to like 90, like I think 6 or 5, and then I think the freaking Ally X was at like 99 or something, so it only dropped like 1%. And I'm like, whoa, sheesh. That 80 watt-hour battery, definitely nice. Absolutely. But I'll still take the 50 over the 40 of the original one and the new Steam Deck OLED, too, so. Because as far as I'm concerned, if your thing only lasts, like, not even an hour, what's the point of it? It's barely a handheld. And me, personally, I don't want to have a bunch of stuff attached to it. I don't want to carry around a heavy battery pack. I don't want to have it plugged into the wall constantly. So I always have to be worried about what the freaking cord's doing so I don't break my only charging port. Although I guess on the LIX it has 2. But then you wouldn't be able to charge and have, like, an eGPU or something like that, and that wouldn't be fun. So I don't want to break any of that stuff, so that's why another reason I just don't like it. Plus, I don't really like cords on stuff I move around anymore. All my mice are wireless now. I used to be adamant about being like, nope, I don't want those. There'll be an input lag, this, that, and the other thing, and now they feel even better than the freaking wired ones. I know, like, probably scientifically that's not possible, but they feel just as good. Okay, so there's the town map. Man, it looks like people are like harvesting probably rice, I want to say. I think rice grows like that. Although I think sugarcane grows like that too, doesn't it? I I'm no freaking grower of crops, so I have no idea about these things. I mean, shit. I'm trying to grow one of those little cactuses that grows in its own little terrarium. I think they cost like $4 or something like that. I wasn't even expecting to make the thing, and it's actually growing a little bit. We'll see if it survives, though. I have like 0 green thumb. That's why I never grew pot. I figured, nope, this is gonna be a waste of time and money. They're all just gonna die or taste like shit at the end, so I'll just buy that shit. It's probably cheaper anyway, especially now. It's the butler, Jan Cruis. I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce his name. I'm terrible with names. I always just guess. Perini? Pariah? Yeah, that one's an interesting one. I am the butcherer of names. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take a hit. That'll definitely help me pronounce names. Oh yes. Now I'll be able to pronounce anything. Except for her name. Peralini? I don't know. Oh, looks like now we're up to 3 hours-ish of battery life. That's why I kind of only pay a little attention to that. It's kind of just like, it's an estimation. It's not like you are guaranteed to get 3 hours and 17 minutes right now. Because we could go to a new place, and now all of a sudden we're only getting like 2 hours and 30 minutes again. Anyway though, why don't we move on to a little camera? Alright, let's get ourselves some camera recorded gameplay now. Now, so far this game is very playable, but there are some instances where it drops under 60. Like when we flew into the town in the beginning little intro that showed us the whole town, for example. It dropped down like 38 to 47. But it seems like while we're just walking around in town, it seems like we're in the 60s. Sometimes even 70s. But it does seem to have like, I don't know, small little issues like that pot right over here. Kind of like flickers if you kind of eye for it, but I mean, I'm not going to really pay attention to shit like that. And besides, I have an eye for stuff like that. Oh man. Already made it to our location here. Seems like we're going to be doing a lot of talking, but it is the beginning of the game after all. That's how most RPGs are. Not too many just throw you right into the fights. But yeah, I'm just thinking there could be towns later on in the game also where it just always is 30 to 40 FPS too. Wow, now that we're inside, you just get like a constant 90. That's nice.
君は今回の共同作戦をどう思う？有効は悪くはないと思います。我々軍人の最大の願いはそうだね。この友好が本物ならね。
Wow, yeah, even this game uses like over 2 gigs of VRAM, so we wouldn't have been able to play this game on the mini Firebat PC. Not without it probably lagging ass. Luckily I fixed it somewhat, but still can't go over the 4 gig limit that it's set now. Even with 32 gigs of RAM, what kind of crap is that? But luckily, the Steam Deck doesn't really need too much VRAM, but even it has, like, I think access to 6 gigs of it or something like that, which is plenty for 720p.
確かにこれは失礼した。
聖中尉の副官を務めるヒルディです。共同任務の目的は発
The
見の情
room
報
borrows.
場所は分かってないの？発見したのに？発見者は森で迷っている間に遺跡を見たということです。
それで戻るまでさまよったので場所がわからないと。
はい、我々の隊の捜索担当はこれより北のエリア、森を抜けた先になります。
この辺りの地勢には帝国側はあまり
The
詳しくは
joint
ない。
effort.
それは
It looks like you're looking at a little over 4-ish hours of battery life playing a game like this, which is plenty. And that's without doing any effort to like lower TDP or anything like that. Obviously you could get better if you sat there and tinkered. I usually don't. I find the Steam Deck does a pretty good job of it by itself. And the Ally even started doing a much better job. With the X anyway.
捜索本体の先導ってことだろうからな。急ぐとするさ。
Let's see, what is it? We're pulling 11.6 watts from the battery, but that's including speakers, screen, and like everything else. Not just what the like CPU and GPU are using.
君も警備隊のメンバーじゃないのか？
I just got here.
ああ、うん。俺の名前はノアだ。よろしくな。そうか。先に行く。遅れないように。
確認します。我々の目的は北の森を抜けてルーンの遺跡を捜索。
It sure is.
分かってるさ。
Okay. Yeah, see like how here we're only getting like 55, 54, which is still plenty for a game like this, but it's not quite 60. So you're not going to get 60 everywhere you go, but now we're at 80. Look at that. Oh, battle.
さて、覚悟しなよ。
Okay. We're just getting like a quick little reading it in like 5 seconds kind of thing, so I'm sure I didn't understand everything, but fuck it. I'm just gonna attack everything, fuck it. Get them rabbit bastards. Interesting, he's got like twin hook staffs things? Interesting. Alright though, I think that's probably good for camera recorded gameplay, so time to wrap this one up. Well, alright guys, that's a wrap for Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. I know I'm probably butchering the living shit out of this name even worse than usual, but I suck with names of games, especially foreign ones. But it is what it is. At least the game played somewhat good. It couldn't maintain a constant 60, at least with the default settings, but getting 60 could be as easy as toning down that shadows from high to medium. Shadows are usually pretty heavy in games. Not all the time, but most of the time. But even, I think it was fine just the way it is though. You know me, I love 60 FPS, but for a game like this, if I turn the frame rate counter off, you know, I would probably notice those couple drops were down, all the way down to like 40 or whatever, but that was so far just in the beginning little opening cutscene thing. Other than that, you're getting like 55 to 80 while we were even outside in like the big world. So I would say that's more than playable, but that's just my opinion. You guys can use what you saw here and make your own decisions. I just make these videos just so you guys don't waste your time buying games that run like absolute donkey shit. But anyway, it is time for me to now move on to the Ally X. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video though, because I sure as hell enjoyed making it for you guys. And until the next video, peace out, guys.